G'day.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
On's a day.
Oh, I'm getting shouted at.
30 seconds in.
I
30 seconds in.
don't know. Let's have a look.
30 seconds into the stream, and Mike is getting shouted at.
Hey.
And he probably deserved it.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, good morning, everybody. While Mikey opens his parcel,
there you
house.
Ah, awesome.
go. Get over there.
Other TV programs are available. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Friday. It's the Tin Lizzie build.
You told me.
And Benji says good morning as well.
Morning, Benji.
Here we are again. No John again today because he's down in Melbourne.
Yes, he is. Maybe that's why our viewership's gone down.
Yeah.
There's no John.
The silver fox isn't here, so
Yeah. We've had to put with the slightly grey blonde one.
yeah. And the almost bald grey one, and the big hairy one.
Cool.
So
We obviously we know what you've been up to, Mr. Morris. What have you been up to, Gary?
What, this week?
Yeah, because we haven't seen you this week, have we?
No, 1 minute, I'll show you.
Let's have a butcher's hook.
This week, I'll mostly be building this,
Ooh.
which is in Miles M52. I'll turn the light off the back because that's not helping.
Ooh. It's all gone a bit yellow.
There you go.
quite a
Yes,
funky kit.
Miles M52 supersonic aircraft, or would have been had it actually been built. Would have been flown by Eric Brown, Winkle Brown, and would have been the first thing through the sound barrier in level flight. And unlike the American Bell X-1 that actually was the first, this was powered by a jet engine and could probably have taken off under its own power. So unlike being dropped from a high altitude and with rockets and cheating like that, this had a very early model of an afterburning engine. And it's a kit I've wanted for a very, very long time. And yeah, so Aerocraft came up with it. It's 3D printed, entirely 3D printed. There's about 30 parts, 20 parts or something. And it was an absolute delight to make, I have to say. And I'm really happy with it. AK Extreme Metal.
Sorry?
All the metalwork is like extreme metal, AK Extreme Metal. So it's got like stainless steel nose and exhaust, and the intake lip is stainless steel. There's some aluminium bits, and then the rest of it is white aluminium. So really happy with that.
It's almost like when they designed that aircraft, they took their inspiration from the old Flash Gordon.
Yes,
30s.
very much. But then with these razor thin wings, it was actually they were known as Gillette wings because they were so sharp on the leading edge. But they actually built some of the wings and put them onto a light aircraft to test them for their low speed handling, and they worked really well. They had all moving tailplanes, so rather than having a separate elevator, the whole tailplane moves.
Same as the Harrier.
Same as pretty much anything that goes anywhere near the speed of sound nowadays, any plane. If it goes vaguely transonic, you have an all-moving tailplane because reasons, aerodynamic reasons, are to do with where the shockwave positions, because even though you're not going through the sound barrier, because the top of the wing tends to move faster, that locally it's going supersonic and you can get a shockwave forming, which actually limits the speed you can go, the limiting shockwave. And if the shockwave forms over here, immediately behind it is turbulent air. And of course, your elevator is then in turbulent air. So you can't pull out of dives and inconvenient things like that. So the whole tailplane moves, which was quite an innovation as well. And as I say, pretty much everything, Tornadoes, Harriers, F-16s, everything that goes.
You look at A380s and A350s and all that now, the big civils, they have all moving tailplanes.
Well, They do for trim purposes, but because of the design of the airfoil, it's called a supercritical airfoil, invented by a NASA engineer, Richard Whitcomb. Richard Whitcomb invented them. The airflow over the top doesn't accelerate as much. It's a very clever trick of aerodynamics that the top, so you can actually cruise that little bit faster, basically. But they don't develop the supersonic shocks over the tail in the way they used to do.
Yeah.
And if you put them into a dive, but then I wouldn't be doing that myself.
Yeah. No.
Anyway, that's today's aerodynamics lesson out of the way. But that is a thing of beauty that I'm really, really happy to have built, and I'm thinking of getting another one. I'm doing it yellow.
Nice.
Cool. Very cool.
So that's what I've mostly been doing this week.
Very nice.
How about you, chaps? What have you been doing?
Well,
we did. Go on.
Gary. No, go on.
We did some work on the Crank and Panzer yesterday.
We did.
That's pushing along nicely. It's been a fairly quiet week, really, isn't it? I've been working on some videos for the new Chairforce Hobbies channel, and I tried to upload one yesterday to YouTube, but couldn't because technical reasons. But that will be resolved today. So I did the review of the Meng F-35.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I watched your build of the F-35 the other day.
Oh, the Ravel one.
Ravel one, quite nice. Very nice. And I've been trying to learn Leonardo AI with a little bit of help from Mr. Connolly there. And if anybody saw the new Facebook page, the cover for the Chairforce Hobbies Facebook page, the lion on the tank was done in Leonardo AI.
Yeah.
Which was really easy. I couldn't believe how easy that was.
Yes.
Excellent. What's that you, Mikey?
Me, Monday, I can't remember what I did.
It's getting to that period.
Oh, I did some detailing on the M16. That's what I did.
Oh, right, okay.
Tuesday, I did some work on the submarine build diorama.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, we did the Crank and Panzer.
You did?
And then we went shopping so I could spend some of my birthday money. We went for a nice meal.
Very good.
Chiquitos, because they do an Armed Forces discount.
Oh, very good.
We get, if you have your DDS card, then you get 25% off, which is cool.
Brilliant.
And I've also done some detailing on the Model T.
Ooh.
Has he done some detailing on the Model T?
Yeah, which I shall show you now.
What that is.
If I switch over. Ooh, we need light.
And focus.
That's helpful. Yes, we need some focus as well. And we need some zoomage.
Oh, we all need focus.
Zoomage and focus.
Yes. So take that off. There you go. So focus. So I've done some rips in C. I just need to put some colours in so it looks like the hair.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. Wow.
I've done the wood in the back and things.
Well beaten up.
I've dented all the fuel cans and things. Painted them.
Oh.
Thank you. So my work today is going to be working on the canvas and things. And obviously going through the chat. And also yesterday, I bought this guy, who I've been wanting for months because I really like him. Called Pepe the Giant.
And he's
going to go with
friend.
He's got a little friend on the top, on his shoulder. It's called Roblin the Goblin.
Roblin the Goblin.
Of course.
That's his actual name, because on the back of each of those kits has a little story about the character.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Roblin.
Yeah. Yeah. Because the story for this one goes, One lovely morning, Pepe the Giant sneaked into the town with the help of little Roblin the Goblin and his invisibility spell. When the magic ran out, all the guards were alarmed. The giant didn't want to fight, but he kept saying, "Friends." Roblin explained that Pepe was not a threat to the town, he just wanted to live with his little friend. There we go. And now, I shall go through the chat.
Okay.
Julie says, "Oi, YouTube. Okay, let's try again. First comment. Yes, I know I'm at the hospital by now, but I can't let you get away with me inflicting myself without me inflicting myself on you." There we go.
Hope you're all right, Julian.
Yes. He's been headbanging again, hasn't he? Ooh, I could try my new metallic paint out today as well. Julian says, "Morning all in chat and all illustrious hosts." Hello. Ian says, "Hello, chaps." Hello, Ian.
Yeah.
Brian says, "Anyone else have visions of the saint, i.e. Gary with a halo?" Saint Gary of Cyrene. Brian says, "Oh no, his halo has slipped." Phil says, "Morning all."
Morning.
Barbie Brunette's in. "Hello, Morgan." He says, "Hi. Aren't you supposed to be in school, my boy?" And he says,
he's in double maths.
And he says, "Have you had a haircut, Mike?" "Yes, I have, which you'd know if you come down and see your mum." Ian says, "Hi, TBG. Morgan says, "Hi, Ian." Jim says, "Greetings from Chicago." And "Good morning, Modmin." And he says, "G." And then he says, "Hello to all the usual suspects in chat." Morgan says, "Hi, Jim." Ian says, "Hello, Jim." Jim says, "And last but certainly not least, a hearty good morning to our gracious hosts." Hello, Jim. And he says, "Hello to Ian and Morgan." And Duke says, "Good day, all you beautiful people." Morgan says, "Nope, he's not supposed to be in school today." Oh, interesting. Cool.
Holidays now.
Must be.
Do they break up for Easter?
Yeah.
Why is it Easter? Is it
next weekend?
Weekend.
I don't keep track of these things.
Oh dear, that sounds like Kay hasn't got an Easter egg this year.
I don't think Morgan has either, because I don't think I've seen Kay buy one.
So they probably had a PD day today.
Yeah, there you go. Easter break, Morgan says. So why don't you come down and see us for the weekend? Oh, because you've got football tomorrow, haven't you? Probably.
Football.
Probably. Foosball. I need a new paint rack. Ooh, what colour? Hammered copper.
Hammered copper? It's a drunk policeman, isn't it?
Hammered copper. Yeah. Drunk plod. So you decided to watch us, did you, Morgan, on your day off? Good choice.
Probably from the depths of his duvet.
Oh yeah, I can guarantee that. Whilst he's playing on his Xbox.
To be young again. Gone are the days when you disappear off at 9 o'clock with a bottle of dandelion and burdock and not come home till it's dark.
Yes. In my day.
You tell that to the kids of today.
Morgan says, "Where's the fourth person?" Marley is in Melbourne today, in Melbourne, Australia. So he's having a day off. He has family things to take care of.
Famaland. MOM.
What are you singing now?
I didn't. I made it up on the spot. God blimey.
Jim says, so Morgan, you decided to join the 20 minutes, eh? I fear we lasted rather longer than 20 minutes. Morgie says, oh. So are you playing on your Xbox this morning, Morgan? Or have you only just woken up?
But what is he playing on his Xbox?
Well, this is the thing, isn't it? Ooh, I like this hammered copper. It's a nice colour. I know Morgan
If he's playing a football game on his Xbox, he loses all respect that I had for him.
He does like his football. There you go, he's playing on Formula 1.
That's not so bad.
No. We can let you off with that one. At least it's technical. It's engineering related. I really like this hammered copper colour.
Lando Norris is the Barbie brunette. That's more, isn't it?
I don't know much about Formula 1 these days.
I stopped watching it. I used to watch every race weekend. In fact, then it started to get like a parade, and then when BBC sold out to Sky, I walked away from it.
Yeah.
And now all I see is the highlight things that come up on YouTube every now and then, and bits about them all arguing about over who's done what and whatever.
Yeah.
Ian Ellison says, good man, Morgan. Lando Norris, fine choice. Yeah.
I don't know who he is.
It's a British driver.
Ah.
Doing quite well. I think is he second in the Drivers' Championship at the moment? I know it's early days.
Yeah.
Drives for McLaren.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes, McLaren are on the return, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
That might silence out daft bloody Lewis Hamilton for a bit.
No, Lewis is all right. It's the Dutchman I can't stand.
I don't know.
You don't like Max Verstappen?
Max Verstappen, he's just a big baby.
Well, Lewis Hamilton got Formula 1 to change the rules on whether drivers can wear jewellery during a race, didn't he? Because he didn't want to take his earrings out and things.
Yeah.
And the reason they said no jewellery is because if there's a crash, then it can cause serious injuries. But he got them to change the rules because apparently it was against his freedoms to express himself.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you think his head's encased in a
Concrete.
Skiddly.
Yeah.
So his earrings, I don't know whether their argument it was a safety thing. It stands up very much, actually.
I don't know, because if your head's macking against the inside of a helmet, you notice it. Because when I used to wear my motorbike helmet, if I had my earphones in, you bloody feel it. It bloody hurts if you press against the side of your helmet.
Ian says, I used to be a big F1 fan. Same, but not anymore, apparently. So same reasons as me, he says. Yeah, it got... It's just stupid. The Barbie brunette says, yeah.
Morgy moo.
Jim says, can you go retro on the F1 game, Morgan? I'll take Jackie Stewart racing at Silverstone.
Morgie says his first... Gary, just mute whilst he's barking. Morgie says he's first in the team table. There we go. Joe says, good morning. Sorry I'm late. Doctor said I need more sleep. Nice Model Ts. No problems, Joe. Thank you for joining us. Brian says, is it me or has the price of model kits shot up? It has, I think. What do you think, Gary?
Well, he's not here, so I can probably say this without starting a whole tirade. Probably going to go up even more with the tariffs thing.
Yeah.
Even though it's been paused for 90 days.
Yeah.
But
enough on that. Gary would probably know more than I.
I wouldn't know anything, mate. I really wouldn't. Hang on.
Gary's learned his lesson about talking about stuff like that. Jim says, I want to see John the Baptist doing an impersonation of Graham Hill. There's a really cool song that I like called John the Revelator. It's really cool. It's like a dark country song sort of thing.
Roy likes my country music. Apologies if everybody's seeing the top of my head. Probably not, actually, because I think I'm doing this out of shot.
Yeah. Nobody can see the top of your head. Don't worry. We're not being blinded by the shine. Couldn't resist.
You never can. So don't forget, people, lube and subscribe.
For those that don't know what that means, like and subscribe. The reason we use that is because people, some individuals, get complaining that we were saying like and subscribe. So now we say lube and subscribe. Because it's fun. And we're all about having fun on this channel.
Yep. It's all fun and games till someone gets poked in the eye.
Absolutely. That's looking pretty cool, I think. Let's see. Wouldn't have any other brass fittings, I don't think. Or copper. But I really
brass
like that.
Fittings?
But I really like that colour. It goes in well with the sort of looking run down and stuff.
Captures the essence of what you're trying to portray.
Absolutely. What's that one? Oh, brassy brass.
Where do they dream some of these names up from?
Oh, I know. I need some light grey. But yeah, seriously, I do need another. Just to get another paint rack. I've got about 5 different paint sets now. That are just in the box in the cupboard. In the drawer. What did I want the grey for?
Oh, yeah. What did you want the grey for?
That's what I wanted it for.
Sorry?
shaking the paint.
Have we interrupted you something?
We got a new comment.
Ooh.
Martin James says, "Morning, folks. Club, truck, and classic racing for me, and there's a Goodwood meeting this weekend. Nice. Truck racing sounds fun. Sounds fun to watch. Come on. I think this one's dried a little bit.
Friend of mine, when I was in the Air Force, one of our friend of mine who was an instructor with me, because the Shawbury helicopters used to fly the red arrows about when they couldn't land at where they were displaying afterwards.
Yeah.
He got to go to the Silverstone weekend for the Formula One.
Yeah.
And flew in by helicopter with the RAF, and then got the whole weekend. And he said, "You're better off watching it on the telly.
Yeah.
You don't see anything because A, they're going so fast, and you only see a portion
Of the track.
of the track, and the rest is on big screens."
Yeah. The only thing I watch of Formula One now is the YouTube videos, like when they've had mishaps and things.
That's what Marion used to do. She used to watch the first lap with me
Yeah.
because she was watching the Nürburgring one.
Yeah.
Was it the Nürburgring or was it Spa? I think it was Spa when there was a massive pile up in the rain right at the beginning, caused by David Coulthard going into the back of Michael Schumacher. When Michael Schumacher was going to punch David Coulthard's lights out, he had to be physically restrained. And so Marion used to watch the first lap, and then if nothing happened, that was it.
Yeah.
Jim says, "My parents considered naming me Morgan. Don't know the story of how they settled on James."
Interesting.
Jim says, "Benji is very active today." Yeah, he is today. Yesterday he was very quiet. So I think he's making up for it.
Yeah. He's feeling sorry for himself yesterday because he had to have a bath.
Yeah, he had to have a shower yesterday, and he was.
Is he by
going in? Again?
Is he by any chance a teenager?
Well, he's 3, so in dog years that'd make him about 21, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
So he's gone through his teenage years.
So he's just an immature adult then.
Right, chaps, I've got to go, unfortunately. Apparently, I need to teach Maria how to use eBay.
Oh, okay.
All right, mate.
So, yeah. Anyway, have a lovely weekend. I'll see you very soon.
All right, then.
Right,
Ta-da, mate. And then there were 2.
yeah, it's unfortunate. Not that there's only 2, that there's us 2, but you know what I mean.
Start diggy hole.
I think Morgan would probably like that song.
Yes. Oh, I've got to do the front of my...
So it's 2 days of just me and you.
2 days of just me and you. Will the subscription rate ever recover?
I know, right? I don't think it will. It's staying at the same now.
All those fans of the Australian one.
I know, right?
Are boycotting us.
Oh, there you go. Street grime. Oh, that's green. That doesn't work for the desert. Street grime.
Oh, yeah.
Wash. Pigment fixer.
I better do the jerry cans, I suppose.
Engine grime. That'll do.
Engine grime.
And oil stains.
A14, A13. 15 on the top.
Jim says, Formula One has commercialised so much that it's unwatchable for me. Typical of pro sports today, all about how much money you have. Competition is unbalanced.
Yep. And I'm sorry, but it's bias.
Yeah. Ian says, I once went to watch a motorbike race, and at the start, the whole grid shot past like angry wasps, and that was it for a few minutes until they came round again. Repeat 20 times to the end of the race.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matthew says, hi all.
Hi, Matthew.
Hello, Matthew. Jim says, I search for Formula One races from years, decades past on YouTube. Best way, mate. Do I have any sand? I believe I do. Mini. What? Oh, he's got his reciprocator out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, Formula One has gone the way of wrestling. It's totally fixed now.
Yeah. Where is my sand pigments? Not in there.
Joe says, I agree, Jim. I don't watch many sports anymore on TV, just plastic model stuff and lots of World War II YouTube videos. Couldn't agree more with you, Joe. Absolutely the same here.
Yeah, man. There you go. Right. Garden Himmel.
Was ist das?
Trying to find the pigment, desert pigments. That's earth.
Ian Ellison says, yeah, Jim, and GP bikes with King Kenny Roberts and Barry Sheed. Yeah. Now, old Raslin, I like, says Joe. Scale Modelling Twins. Oh, hello.
Hello.
And the subscription rate shot back up.
Yeah.
Hey, John, how the devil are you? I hope you got there safely.
Yeah, glad to see you didn't crash. As I'm always reassuring people when they say that they're flying. Matthew says, oh, go on. Go on.
I'm an avid Formula One fan. The ground performance hybrid era cars have destroyed the sport. Yes. And also, I think what destroyed Formula One as well is when they took the refueling away.
Yeah. I wouldn't know. Ooh.
Joe says before Hulk Hogan. Oh yeah, that's all. All the money. That's all the money side of it, isn't it?
Yeah. As you can tell by my not so athletic physique, I'm not really into sports.
I used to play golf when I could, but
I
don't really count that as a sport. It's just a walk in the country.
There we go.
Yeah. Tim says, Joe, pretty much the same for me, Joe. Besides the streaming, it's much more costly and split up as opposed to when all sports was available through your cable TV service. Yeah, it's like, you know, if you want to watch this, you've got to have this service. If you want to watch this, you've got to have this service. Well, there's only so many people can afford, isn't there?
Wood and sand pigments. There you go. So we want yellow ochre.
Oh, I've got some of that.
So, light yellow ochre. Pigments. That's light slate grey.
Boom, 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 boom.
There you go. Do I have a pipette somewhere? Oh, that bloody charger. Right. Pretty sure I have pipettes somewhere. Oh, I've got a dropper bottle. That might do.
Always have dropper bottles handy.
Actually, that should do. Because what I can do is I can pour some of the setting solution into the Benji. You've
Stand by while I mute.
All right. Just had the solution. Where are you? There you are, Pigment Fixer. Right. Ian says, good day, John. Jim says, Joe, are you a World War II TV viewer? An excellent YouTube channel I highly recommend. Very good. And he says, hello and greetings, Mr. Marley. Joe says, yes, Jim, great channel. Ooh, or should I do sand pigment once I've done? Maybe an idea to do it once I've done the base. Yeah, I think so. So, what we shall do is we shall try and stain the canvas a little bit with some engine oil, some oil stains. So for that, use, not that one. Not that one. Quite a stiff brush. There you go. That will do. Fairly stiff brush with the bristles that aren't too close to too tightly packed. Do is put some engine grime on there first. In fact, put some oil on first. Some Vallejo engine oil. Let's see what it looks like. Get most of it off. So, what we're trying to do is we're just trying to create a little bit of uneven staining. So I'll get a sponge. A little bit. I think there's a bit of foam packing stuff. Get rid of any excess.
And I've been talking to myself for 10 minutes. John has just sent me through. In fact, he's sent them to you as well, Mikey.
Okay.
Some pictures of a beat-up Model T Ford.
Ah. I was going to say, he's not sent them pictures of his penis again, has he?
Oh, do
That's
bloody
just,
hell.
that was just traumatizing.
Honestly, the things I have to put up with on this stream.
I'm going to use a bit of water. Yeah, a little bit.
Bit of corporation pop.
Aye. Martin says, our guy Martin, says, I'm just getting back into modelling. Anyone able to recommend a decent non-toxic varnish for airbrushes? I use Vallejo. Most acrylic varnishes are non-toxic.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
There you go. John Marley says, and I think this is aimed at Mr. Connolly, dude.
Yeah, probably. Ian says, I would join in with my Model T, but it's too small. So I'm doing a YF23 instead from 148. If you want to come up, mate, you can come up. It'd be nice to have someone new on here. If you want to come up in here, feel free. I know who you are. I've seen your face.
And we're still going to let you in.
Yeah. Hey, he bought one of the channel hoodies. Don't you be dissing our Ian.
No, he came up to me at Scale Model.
Yeah, he made your year, didn't he?
He did.
I've just read that one. Jim says, John, please post pics of the Model T on Discord.
You probably have to wait till he gets home before he does that.
Yeah. Kaylee says, hi guys. Hello, love.
Hello, Kaylee, love. Oh, he's on it.
Kaylee, love. He's on it like a car bonnet.
Yeah.
And Jim says, hello, Kaylee. It's looking a bit more old and ratty, isn't it? Oh, you can't really see it on the camera.
I've got quite a lot of weathering to do on mine when I've got to that get to that stage, because at the moment it looks very showroom-esque.
The cool thing about these Vallejo staining stuff is it dries it's almost like a latex sort of thing. So when it dries, you can brush it up and it just rolls up off the thing.
Yeah.
So you do get some quite
red, man.
Yeah.
I hate that stuff. The worst primer ever invented.
Ian says, not sure about joining, but I would like to see Dieter and Nia on Monday's show. The only thing with that is we're careful with Nia because she's only 9 years old. So we try and be careful about protecting her.
Oh dear. Right, so while this is all drying, this first coat, I can put together the lamps.
Martin says, thanks for the Vallejo recommendation. I have some, but must be doing it wrong. It went on a bit blotchy. Ooh, interesting. Did you thin it down, or?
I was going to say, the obvious response to that would be, first off, did you thin it?
Yes, and if so, what did you use? One thing I found as well is, especially with the varnishes, rather than just getting the cup, putting the cup on and filling it or whatever, take the cup off and just fill the little gap where the cup goes, because then you're not spraying too much and it's not having a chance to dry in the pot before you sprayed it all. Alan says, hello everyone. Hello, Alan.
Hi, Alan.
How the devil are you?
Oh, I've got messages left, right, and centre here. Who's
Oh, just
messaging?
because you're Mr. Popular.
No.
It's a show off.
No. It was just O2 offers telling me my bill's ready.
Jim says, Martin, for what it's worth, my advice is to thin it and stir it and shake it so it's properly mixed. Your advice is always welcome, Jim. Hobby Time says, hi guys. Hello, Hobby Time.
Hello, Hobby Time. Good to see you.
Yes. You missed Mr. Evans. He had to go off and help his wife to use eBay.
eBay stuff.
Yes.
And the look of worry on his face, I think she might have been selling his stash.
I don't know if it was worry or annoyance. Martin says, cheers, Jim. We like to be of help on here. Right, so get rid of the excess now. I think this canvas is looking very ratty. Sorry?
This run of good weather we're having in the UK, I think is going to come to an end very soon.
Probably.
I believe next week is not looking so good.
Yeah, probably. But I prefer cool weather.
Oh, hot.
Being of the more portly variety, I don't do well with the heat. There you go. I think that's looking nice.
Scalemontman Twin says, back shortly. Stop calling me shortly.
Yes, he's taller than me.
So I am going to...
Everyone's taller than me. Except from Sonic. Except from Sonic, he's shorter than everyone. Ooh, I like that. It's looking nice and rotted. Do the inside now.
Jim says to Martin, that's a spirit, Martin. Practice and experimenting are great learning tools. Absolutely. Get yourself what Mr. Flory calls a buster that you can practice on.
Mm.
A paint mule, so you can...
Yes.
If you haven't got one, go and buy a cheap kit, build it just for that purpose. That's what I do.
Yeah. Ooh, amateur model making. Oh, Ian says, the only varnish I have is a rattle can. Would it be too hot for covering Tamiya acrylics? No,
I don't know, but you'll have a hell of a job controlling the
spray.
The spray.
Amateur model making is in. He says, good morning, afternoon, people. How the devil are we all? Been rather ill. Finally caught what my kids had after so many weeks avoiding it. That's one of the joys of being a parent, I think.
Good morning. I think I've got it as well. Oh dear! Bloody tree pollen.
Have you got a pound shop by you, Gary?
Well, I'm in Telford. I've got every shop known to man next to me.
Ask Kerry Ann to get you some sertrazine hydrochloride. If you go in Poundland, they've got the two different types of hay fever tablets. One of them is sertrazine hydrochloride, and the other one is a different type. The ones that work really well for me are the sertrazine hydrochloride ones.
Okay.
It's also an anti-nausea thing as well.
I will bear that in mind. Well, I've just put together the very, very tiny There you can see them. Headlamps and that. And I've painted the inside silver.
Nice. George Davis. This is fun. Who can get to the comment first? Ready, steady.
George Davis says, "Hey all."
Damn you. Jim says, "Ian, is it lacquer and amlo acrylic?" Ian says, "It's lacquer, Jim."
It wasn't up.
Hey?
The comment wasn't up on screen.
Oh, the comment. He just says, "Oh, it wasn't up."
Oh, please.
Oh, Morgan says hi. Hello, Morgan.
He's just completed free practice 2.
I don't know what that is, but okay. Obviously, you're way more down with the kids than I am.
Well, the amount of grandkids I've got, you've got to be.
I don't know. I've got a daughter and 3 stepkids, 2 which are adults now, but no, 3 of which are adults.
2 kids and 6 grandkids.
Yeah. Amateur Model Making says, "Joys of being a parent. Haha. Not good though. Couldn't do any building or training. Need it gone ASAP." Yeah. I blame the kids.
Yeah.
Go around sticking their fingers and everything.
Yeah. Jim says, "Amateur Model Making. Sorry to hear that, mate. Feel better soon."
Yeah. Ooh, I like that.
Amateur Model Making says, "Thank you, Jim."
We're all lovely on this channel. Especially Jim. Jim's like the most polite person ever.
He is. Everyone's favourite Uncle Jim.
Yeah.
Uncle Jim. Right, have you? Oh, I would use. You going to do it? Oh,
Hello, Marion.
She disappeared. She's using my razor saw.
Oh, God. You're allowing that?
Yeah. I don't have a choice.
You say this like I have a choice. Jim says, "If you let the paint cure for 24 hours and go with light coats of the varnish, you should be okay no matter what medium the paint is." Absolutely. There you go. Makes perfect sense to me. Whee! Shine a light. He says, "Cheers, Jim. Good practice. Got in there before you." Haha. Ooh, I like that. It's just the right amount of manky. Who's one of them?
Well, I'm being very, very brave.
Naughty swearing.
No, I'm being very, very brave. I'm trying to place the glass for the headlamps.
Yes.
In. I've done it with with tweezers, and you know how that normally ends up. One part pings off, never to be seen again.
Yes.
But I've done it.
Very good. Well done.
That's one. I've got 2 more to do now. It's not over yet.
Oh, the only problem with using these oil stains and stuff like this, they don't have manky brush up.
Yeah, I generally find it's one and done with the brush.
Yeah.
That's why I always get a pet and some really cheap brushes.
Yeah. Jim says, Ian, always glad to help.
Oh, tits.
Gary, do you mind? We do have females who watch this show, you know. I mean, we have one in the background as we speak.
I learnt to say that when things go wrong from my old flight sergeant. When anything went wrong, he'd just go, "Oh, tits." And it just sums it up perfectly. So much so that all my family use it now.
Sorry, Kay's just suddenly decided to use a blender to crush ice.
What else would she use?
Well, I think she's just making a banana smoothie.
Ooh.
Problem is, crushing the ice in the blender is very, very noisy.
Well, for any consolation, we can't hear it.
Oh, good.
I've just stuck my finger with my display bloody tweezers again. Headlamps done. Oh no, they're not headlamps, they're the other lamps. No, I'm doing the headlamps now. Oh, I've got to paint them.
Joe says, banana smoothie or margarita? Yummy.
Oh, margarita. It's margarita time.
She just brought it in for me to try. And said, you can have it if you want. No, it's all right. You need more nutrients than I do. I don't have a problem with eating.
Your lovely wife made you a banana smoothie and you've refused it.
No, she made it for herself, but said, if I want it, I can have it.
Oh, right, okay. But
because she needs nutrients.
Yeah. Ian says, "Yes, Joe. I want one of I want one of Wither now, lol." Beat you that time.
Yeah, you did.
Ian Ellison corrected that and said, "Either." I did wonder where that was going.
Right, if I switch that off now, you might be able to see this properly. No, camera's not picking it up. Is it better with it or without?
That's
camera's
worse.
Not. Yeah. Camera's not picking up at all. Yeah, but yeah, it's looking nice and grubby. It looks a lot more grubby than what it does on camera. Just the camera. You know.
I nearly made a very serious mistake there. I nearly painted my white tyres aluminium.
Well, the Germans did use metal band tracks. They're metal band tyres with springs. Ian says, I don't have fat fingers, just bad eyesight. I think with us, it's a little bit of both, isn't it, Gary?
Yeah.
I think I can speak for both of us on that one.
Oh, yes.
Right. Do the inside. Engine grime oil. Ooh, we're at the 1 hour mark. Nice. I wonder if Morgie's still watching.
this is going to be one of those days
Yeah.
where I'm going to, at the end of the 2 hours, it's going to look like I haven't done much.
Well, mine certainly looks like I haven't done much because the camera's not picking up what I have done.
Because I'm trying to do these white tyres.
Yes.
And we all know how lovely painting off-white is.
Yeah. There you go. Oh, get in there. Get some in there. Right, there we go. Needs to do something inside the roof. Joe says, at doctor's yesterday, had my blood work done, so this morning I had a piece of son's birthday German chocolate, and margarita would be nice now. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm dreading my next HbA1c check.
I've got my next check on the 28th, I think. I should be alright because tend to be quite strict with my diet.
Yeah.
Whereas you don't.
No.
Because you were silly.
No. I'm happy.
Thing is, you've only got yourself to blame because Marion does actually make you really healthy meals. So it's all the snacking you do and things.
Yeah. I know.
So don't be blaming it on Marion.
I don't blame it on anybody.
Marion is innocent.
Well, we can
She does her best for you. But then you go and shove your face full of chocolate like a naughty little child looking up at the camera with a mouth surrounded by chocolate. Like just been caught in the cookie jar or something.
Like you see, look, you're like, what?
Yeah. I didn't eat it.
What fridge?
Yeah. Didn't make it to the fridge.
Can I just say that Marion did make that biscotti cheesecake for my birthday?
Yeah, but that's a birthday treat.
Well, that's all I've been eating. That and,
is it that big that you've been eating it every day?
Well, no, we finished that, and then my granddaughter came round and she made millionaire shortbread with vegan Kit Kat.
Ooh.
Because Marion can't have dairy.
Yeah.
And we're still eating that. Only tiny little bits. It's not like we have a great big hunk of it because you can't eat it like that.
Yeah. Oh, I need to take the shine off. Oh, right. Let's get some water.
Anything exciting happening this weekend for people?
Oh, all the oil stains just peeled off. Yeah.
I've got a couple of fairly quiet weekends coming up, and then the NEC.
Yeah. Which you get to spend at least one day with your mate.
Yeah. That should be the setup.
Yeah. And then in November, you get to spend the day with all your mates. Yay!
Yeah. November just don't come round quick enough.
Yes. There you go. It looks like it's or something. There you go. Jim says, banana smoothie sounds good to me. Would be perfect early morning drink. I like fruit smoothies, but unfortunately, fruit smoothies are full of fructose.
See, I don't disagree with you, Jim.
He just thinks a beer would be better.
I need coffee first thing in the morning. So
that's because, like me, you are a caffeine addict.
I'm actually trying to cut down on my caffeine.
What?
Yeah.
Are you swearing again?
Yeah. But I'm not going to decaf because that's just not worth it. I will just cut down on the quantity.
Yeah. That's fair enough.
I mean, some mornings I can come on here and by 11 o'clock our time, I could be on my sixth coffee.
Okay, that's just a bit excessive. Maybe you do need to cut down. That could be why you've ended up having strokes.
So this morning I've only had 2 coffees.
Well, I'm only on my second, and it's dinner time. That's because I am not a coffee fiend. Jim says...
No, he doesn't.
Agreed, Gary. Coffee first before anything else.
Yeah.
My morning routine used to be a coffee, a cigarette, and then get ready for work or whatever. And then that was it. I was ready for the day. If I didn't do it, if I didn't have a cigarette, then a cup of coffee, then get ready, then I just felt like crap all day.
Ian says caffeine come down headaches are rubbish. Kettle's on.
Yeah.
See, I don't get headaches unless there's something seriously wrong. And that's because the blood pressure tablets I'm on.
Yeah, same here.
Stop me getting a headache. So if I get a headache, it's worrying.
Yeah. The one I hate is when you before you get diagnosed with high blood pressure, and every time you bend over, you feel like all the blood's rushing to your head, and it feels like your head's about to explode, and then you stand up, and it goes back down.
Yeah,
I used to hate that. It was horrible.
Yeah.
Coffee went down the wrong way.
Joe says, I've cut my carb and sugar intake these last 2 years and lost over 3 stones, roughly 45 pounds. I do need to cut down on caffeine. Well done, Joe.
Yeah, man. Yee. Good man.
Jim says, and this is something I wholeheartedly agree with, decaf coffee is like non-alcoholic beer, not worth drinking.
See, I don't mind non-alcoholic beer because I just like the taste of beer, but I don't like the feeling of being drunk.
Yeah. Katie says, well, gotta say, that was lush. Good. Although I have heard that Guinness Zero is quite nice, but I can't drink Guinness because I had a warm can of Guinness on a train once. Jim says, good for you, Joe. Reducing sugar and carbs is healthy in so many ways. It is. It is.
Yeah, that's what I've done. Instead of having like white pasta and white bread and things, I've switched over to brown wholemeal pasta and brown bread, and I don't have it anywhere near as much as I used to.
Martin James says decaf equals brown water. Yep.
So I'm happy with the way that stain's turned out. So what I'm going to do now is paint that top, I think. It's on the side. Which would have been about probably What colour would the tarps have been back then? Like a greeny grey colour, wouldn't they?
I have no idea. Contrary to popular belief, I wasn't around then. Mail.
Huh?
Is that mail?
Yeah, yours is downstairs.
Hello, Marion.
She heard you that time.
He said you've been stuffing him full of chocolate.
I did not.
Against his will.
Ooh. Mike is trying to.
Go on.
Mike is trying to get me in trouble again.
He's been on AliExpress though. He did admit that.
I have not been on Ali.
Ian says, I've not had pizza since before Telford. Wow. To be fair, I think I've had one pizza since I was diagnosed with diabetes.
You see, when we have pizza, we have homemade pizza completely, bases and everything.
Yeah. See, I was never overly keen on pizza anyway. But since I've been diagnosed with diabetes, I was just like, no. Too much carbohydrates and sugar. Not worth.
You dropped off, you bastard.
Charming. Kaylee says, decaf comp. Laugh out loud. Kay has red bush tea, which is like a herbal tea, but you can have milk with it. It's quite nice. It's like
one of Marion's friends was talking to her about, is it chai tea?
Yeah.
She says that's very nice, but
yeah. Red bush is like a natural South African tea. You can get it. Tetley's do it. It's really nice.
Right.
It's like it's got like a sort of floral aroma to it. Yeah, but it's actually very nice. Modest says, "See, I can't have wholemeal. Not since I had my gallbladder taken out. Yeah, so you're doubly screwed. You'll just have to starve."
Thank you, Dr. Mike.
He says, "Hey, Tiff." And Jim says, "Good discipline on your part, Ian." And Tiff says, "Hey." How many people we got watching? 17. Not bad.
Don't forget, lube and subscribe.
Yeah. Jim says, what a wonderful bedside manner, Miss Dr. Mikey.
Yeah.
Mate, I was brilliant in the ambulance service. I tell you. You're fucked. You got the sniffles. Sorry, mate. It's all over for you. No. I was nothing like that in the ambulance service. I tried to be as reassuring as possible. Kaylee says, think I should go get ready soon. Oh yeah, you're going out with your mum. Right. Going out for coffee with her mum.
Ooh, nice.
Amateur Model Making says, I've not had any energy drinks, takeaways, or fatty foods as such due to having to drop weight for a boxing match I have in 2 weeks. In 3 weeks, I've dropped 5 kilos. Sorry, I can't convert. Haha. It's all right. We understand kilos. Tiff says, oi, I've lost about a stone in the last month and a half. Yeah, that's because you can't eat anything. Getting in my 10,000 steps a day. Well, as many as I can before I start hurting. Yeah. Yeah, but that's because you can't eat anything, because you can't have wholemeal and you can't have anything that's not wholemeal.
Hey? What? No. Oh dear.
Gary's getting old.
Oh, at least it's gone to getting old. Normally it's I am old.
Doom says energy drinks are mostly caffeine and sugar, very little value in consuming them. Yes, and they cause a lot of problems with kidney stones and things.
It's unfortunately my daughter lives on Red Bull,
Yeah, they're really bad for your kidneys.
but she has given up smoking this year, so one thing at a time.
Yeah. I think that's probably one of the better things I did was giving up smoking. Although I do miss it sometimes when I'm stressed or whatever. Sometimes I think, oh, if I just had a bit of baccy, I could roll a fag and I'd be all right. I'd feel better. And then like, no, I wouldn't, because then I'd want to take up smoking again. Kaylee says, who started this drink drama? Laugh out loud. I don't know what you mean, my love. Ooh, coffee. Yay. Delicious. Right. I'm not going to put the lid on because I'm going to put some foliage and stuff in there.
Foliage?
Yes. Well, it's going to be abandoned, isn't it? So I'm going to have some foliage growing through the floor pan. What I do need to do. So, how are me and Gary doing keeping you all entertained today and yesterday?
You crap, get off.
Yeah. Are you missing having the other two on, or are we doing okay? Ian says, I don't know anyone that likes the taste of Red Bull. Nasty stuff. Yeah. I remember when we were in school, we were in English class, and English class was right after dinner break. And one of the lads in our class had drank 5 cans of Red Bull during the dinner break.
God.
And he was sat on the second row, and on the front row was this group of girls who thought, they were the dog's gonads sort of thing. And there's ones that were always showing off and acting like they were the best and everything. And thought they knew everything. And he was sat there, and the teacher went, "You're right, Tom, you don't look very well." And he went, "I feel sick, sir." He went, "All right, well, just put your head down." And as he went to put his head down, he just went, "Bleh!" Projectile vomited all over the girl in front of me.
Good effort.
He's like, and she had all her hair down as well. So it's like, you could literally see it splatting on the back of her head and like spread it out all through her hair. And she was soaked, bless her. We were just like, oh, that's brilliant. Laughing our heads off. And he's just there, like, projectile vomiting all over the desk and everything.
Good effort. Has to be applauded.
Yeah. He's the same guy that when we were playing rugby, there used to be me, the guy who is now my brother-in-law, his twin brother, and another lad who were always on the same team because we played on the school rugby team together. And we'd always make sure this lad that vomited was always on the other team because we knew that if we kicked the ball to him or threw the ball to him, then he would either fumble it, he'd look up, see us, and either fumble it and drop it, or he would keep hold of it and run towards his own goal, try line. So we'd kick it to him, chase after him, and then one day he ran headfirst into his own goal post, try post.
Well,
And
that
knocked
was
himself out.
interesting.
Yeah. The same guy, also when he passed his driving test, when he was driving to school in sixth form, if the kids stepped off the pavement that were walking to school, he would deliberately drive at them to scare them. Later on in life, that guy is now a traffic officer for North Wales Police. I kid you not. Ian says, you did, Kaylee. Modders says, you're doing all right, I suppose. Well, thank you very much. Thank you for the support. Kaylee says, what the F?
See, Modmin's probably bored because John's not been here, so she hasn't had to be on her toes. And
well, yeah, that's true. She's actually been able to get some modelling done, not hover over the mute button constantly. Ian's laughing. Joe says, you guys are doing a great job. Keep it up. I watched all the Model Twins videos last night. Seen enough of him for a bit. Ha ha ha. Love his videos too. Love it.
What was that? Oh, God. I had a flashback then.
Did you think Marion had a fall or something?
No, it was my box of AK marker pens falling over. I thought the shelf was about to come back and get me.
Yeah, I remember that. That was funny.
Bloody was not. It hurt. And I had a massive bruise on my left breasticle.
And what was the first words out of my mouth, Gary, when it happened? Can you remember?
Is your stash all right?
Yes. Are the kits okay?
Seem to be. They're all over me.
Yes, my head broke their fall.
Oh, God.
Ian says, laughing my ass off, Joe. Tiff says, you're welcome. Ha 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 ha. And she also says, speaking of that shelf hat, have you messaged Airfix yet?
No, I haven't. Sorry, modders.
Why? What are you messaging Airfix for?
So I can get a replacement sprue for the bits of the lifeboat that were destroyed.
Oh, I see, yeah.
So I can finish it off. The lifeboat's still there. It's still sitting there.
Paul Marley says, Joe, I saw enough of John years ago. Oh, John.
Well, I'm just going to say for the record, we don't see enough of John because he's so bloody far away.
Yeah. He's still a guy you want to have a pint with, isn't he?
He is. Well, no point asking him at Telford because he doesn't realise there's a bar there.
Well, no. Hopefully he'll be coming over in 2027.
2027, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I've got to last another 2 years.
Yeah. Without your house trying to kill you.
Without yeah. 2 years. Oh, right. So, what shall I do now? Shall I put the windows in?
Joe says, ha 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 ha.
I know what I'm going to have.
My hands are shaking a lot more than what they usually
For a
do.
Werther's original.
Ooh. Now you can tell you're an old man. Do you keep them in your cardigan pocket?
No. I got 2 bags of Werther's originals for Christmas. And for my birthday, I got a bag of Werther's original popcorn.
Ooh. Interesting. Oh, God, stop shaking hands. Sound like I was having a go at a German guy, though. Paul Marley says, I'm looking forward to having a pint with John this weekend. I haven't seen him for months. He's in Melbourne at the moment, and I'm currently in Perth still. Like
Flying Dad
is in the night, aren't you?
Flying Dad is still in Perth.
Yes.
But knowing Flying Dad, he's probably at the airport.
Yeah.
Either that or he's flying back tomorrow.
Jim says, John Marley is an excellent modeller and a very good channel host. He articulates very well and is quite informative on both model and the history of the real aircraft and vehicle, etc. There we go. Did I do that justice, Jim?
Jim, I could not agree more.
Paul says, flying back tomorrow, Gary. There we go.
Safe travel.
Engine blocks would have been iron. So let's go for some rust, I think. Maybe some black gloss. Maybe. Black gloss. Yep. John says, this has been a paid advertisement on behalf of the Scale Modelling Twins. Jim says, yes, you did, Mikey. Very good, sir. Thank you very much. Paul says, that's very kind and generous of you, Jim. Jim's trying to expand his...
Man's a fool.
He's trying to expand his stash, isn't he, by sweet-talking John. John's not a judge in the competition, you know.
No way.
Jim says, Paul, John has earned those compliments. There we go.
If we were going to have John as the judge for a competition, we'd all have to do
wooden ships.
Figures of Donald Trump for him to.
We'll not go down that road. We'll not go down that road, eh? Paul says, the funny thing is, when John gets a compliment, I claim part of it for myself. Well, you were part of the same embryo. So you do get half the points. Bother. There we go. Jim says, Paul, emoji laugh, emoji laugh, emoji laugh, emoji laugh. And TBG says, hi, everyone. Hi, TBG.
TBG. You're concentrating.
Yes. And Jim says, hello, TBG.
Concentrating on making an absolute mess of this tyre.
How do you make a mess of a tyre? Oh, that's the point. I literally have to make a mess of the tyre because it's supposed to be old and knackered. So I'm going to have to try and find a way of making it look different to things.
Ooh, it's bloody off-white paint.
Why didn't you use your off-white paint pen? Because that's just too logical.
What's this? What do you think I'm using? This whole model has been done with pens.
Has it now?
Yeah, whole thing.
Are you going to bother buying paints anymore?
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't do it. Only you decided to use the pens because it's so small.
It's not small. It's a nice size model to make, I think. Well, it's for us youngsters that have still got our eyesight. And some manual dexterity.
What's really embarrassing is when you have to wear these to read the instructions.
Or get round the house, or go to the toilet.
Do you mind?
TBG says, I so read this the wrong way. Where's our upside down backwards friend? He's in Melbourne today. I still read backwards as in backwards mentally, rather than backwards as in putting stuff on backwards. Yeah, he's in Melbourne.
Oh, I don't know. When's he back?
Next week.
He's back. Yeah, not for Monday though, is he?
Nah, probably not. I can't remember, to be honest. He'll be back at some point. If Paul hasn't sort of got him so drunk that he forgets where he lives. Yeah. He was in the chat a few minutes ago.
He's probably done the serious, sensible thing and gone to bed.
Probably not. This is John.
Well,
It's too early for him to go to bed.
There is that. There is that.
Hi. Ian says, "Hi TVG. I thought you met Julian upside down in his wheelchair." Julian's in hospital.
Is he in hospital or at the hospital?
Well, this is the question. I don't know. I mean, I imagine if he's at the hospital, he's also in it. But
yeah, but you know what I mean. Is he attending as an outpatient or is he an inpatient?
Yeah, I don't know. Is the answer? I'm sure modders can find out. She's usually good at that sort of stuff.
As long as he's all right.
Oh, apparently Mo Salah was in Shotton by us today,
And nobody noticed.
No, it's our local policing team. North, they put a picture up today saying that one of their officers was on patrol, and in a town down the road. And he visited a couple of the local cafes and everything to see if everyone was all right and stuff. Because they're actually getting really good at the community relations stuff around here. And they bump into Mo Salah. So they were trying to convince him to play for the local police football club instead of Liverpool.
He's just signed, didn't he, today? He just signed an extra 2-year contract.
Yeah. Tiff says she believes he's an outpatient. Yeah, that's all right then. As long as he's all right. That's what matters.
We haven't seen Hagrid today either, have we?
No, he's spending the weekend with Nia, isn't he?
Oh, right.
So they're having
Of
some
course.
quality time together.
Quality time.
Yeah. Can't say as I blame him. We all like to spend quality time with our kids. Occasionally. Is Morgan still watching? He's not commenting for a while. So he might have gone away. Not sure. Oh, did anyone keep track of the other day when we were saying about different stuff that you'd like to see on merch? Did anyone keep track of what we actually, or what you guys actually came up with?
Because Mike.
Well, I did say at the time, can someone keep track of it because I'll forget. So if somebody has, that'd be brilliant. Jim says, "Where is Julian? Haven't heard from him today. Yeah, that's what we were just talking about. He's at hospital appointments, I think. Yeah, man. Cooler that engine in. Should have painted the engine before bloody put it in light. Hey. I didn't know whether I was going to have it on show or not, so.
Fair enough.
Yeah. It should look alright, though. Tiff says, styrene is my drug of choice. One was one of the suggestions. Yes, it was. Quite right, I do remember that one. Don't need that or that. I do need that. Tiff says I'd have to watch back for the others, which I will do later. Thank you very much, models. John says, I'm with my darling wife in Melbourne, Australia for the weekend. A family event and a working bee. Back late Monday. Ah, there we go. So yeah. Have fun, John.
And
I think you should take Marion out for a meal.
well, she's the only one in the family that can drive, so
Yeah, but what you could say to it is, I'm going. I think we should go out for the day, and then just say, "Oh, just turn down here. Just turn down this one."
all right, should I? All right, okay. All right.
Well, me and John have both taken our wives for days out.
Me and my wife went out the other day, and she came back with a bright yellow car.
That's what it is. You don't want to go out in the car, isn't it? You don't.
Kerry Ann's partner was walking their dog the other night, and he came past us, and he just shouted across, "Bloody hell! You can see that from space!"
At least if when I'm visiting Telford later this year, if I see a bright yellow car around, I'll know who it is.
You say that, and that was Marion's plan for having the bright yellow car, was the fact that you could find it in the car parks. But since we ordered it, she's seen loads of them.
I've noticed that whenever you order it, you don't notice a car, and then as soon as you order one or you get one, they're everywhere. It's like your brain sort of subconsciously focuses on the cars that's similar to yours.
TBG says, did you get permission from Mikey and Co. or give them notice at Scale Modelling Twins? Scale Modelling Twins says, I gave notice, but they didn't notice.
Oh, you mean you're not here?
Ian says, ever since I mentioned getting a bright yellow Duke, he's seen 5. Oh, dear. Tiff says, you didn't run it past modders, though, John. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, dear. That may come back and bite you.
Modders is my enforcer, and my secretary, and my moderator. I'm very good at it. She is too.
And supplier of omnibuses.
Yeah. So the question is, what do I do for my next personal build? Because I've done the M16, I think, pretty much. So do I do Pepe the Giant, or do I do an omnibus?
Well, if it's a personal build, it should be your choice.
Yeah. Or should I start doing the Centurion Avery?
You see.
Which is the resin one from Accurate Armour.
Jim says, question, what is a Duke? A Duke is a brand of Nissan car. It's a small SUV.
Yeah.
And it's you can get them on the Motability scheme here in the UK. So if you're disabled and you're getting a certain benefit and you have mobility issues, you can get
You can exchange the benefit for a car.
Yeah, exchange your mobility benefit for a car on lease for 3 years. So every 3 years you get a new car.
Yeah, and they take care of everything, MOTs and.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about tax. All you got to do is put petrol in it.
And you're only allowed to have the top of the range of that model, of the model you pick, which is pretty cool. And it has to be brand new. Tiff says, but most importantly, Mikey, I'm your friend. Absolutely. My sister from another mister.
Yes.
Ian says, Nissan Duke, Jim.
Yes, I do have a very bad picture of it, which was taken from...
Do you want to show people your bright yellow banana car?
Well, I think it's only fair that I do.
Just make sure it doesn't show the registration on it.
Oh, it doesn't.
There you go.
But
let's see your bright yellow banana car. That could be seen from space. That's upside down. There we go. And focus. There we go.
she is. We haven't named her yet, but
that is very bright yellow.
It is.
TBG says Julian probably got his wheelchair clamped. Is that why he fell? Because he tried to move off whilst it was clamped.
And Jim says omnibus.
Jim says we have the Duke over here in the States. My question was inquiring about what a Duke actually is. Ooh, good question.
Oh, right.
You have Duke boxes as well, don't you?
Yeah. I don't know. I see what you mean. What is a Duke?
Yeah.
Only Julian was here. It's not
John
an
omnibus. Joe says, prediction, yellow car, many speeding tickets.
No, I'm afraid that won't happen. Marion is the only person who drives that car, and Marion is very, very conscientious about speed. Since she got caught for speeding outside of school, following a police car, which was also speeding and didn't have its blue lights on, she has been almost...
Let's just hope she doesn't come to Wales then.
Oh, I tell you, mate. Sometimes I'm saying, oh, look who's here!
Skiffins, well, blow me down here again. Hello,
morning,
Skiffins.
James.
Bloody oil stains.
Ian says there's a new version of the Duke.
Yeah.
I think ours is the new version.
Well, it will be because it's brand new. It was only built a few months ago.
Yeah. TBG says, help, I can't see the yellow, has temporarily blinded me. Yep. For people in the UK, I was trying to get Kerry Ann to make a couple of AA stickers to put on the side of it.
Go on.
Jim says, greetings, Mr. Skiffins.
I share the fun.
Shed love.
Share love, Mr. Lover Lover.
Love, Walrus. So,
James says, greetings. Right. I'm quite liking the look of this now.
Skiffins, what days are you going to the NEC?
Ooh.
at the end of this month.
James says, I've been way too busy for a Friday. Tiff says, hello, Mr. Skiffins. That was his father, wasn't it?
Mr. Skiffins, I've been expecting you.
TBG says, does Benji walk in front of it, waving a flag? Benji has to walk in front of it because he can't see if he's behind it. He's just blinded. It looks like a giant
says, yes, I need to talk to you about that, Gary. Okay.
And he says, Tiffy. So what he's going to say, Gary, is, guess what? You're setting up.
I've got nothing to set up.
They will send it by me. They'll send it by Royal Mail, don't worry. You'll get there next year. All right. Ooh.
Oh, I'm sure there's a plan.
Oh, there's always a plan. A dastardly plan. So people think I should do one of the omnibuses.
Which one? No pressure.
That means I've also got to do the crew and passengers.
No flag, but next scarf.
I also need to finish that Harrier, actually. I also think about it.
And the bin men have arrived.
Yay! Oh. Could be worse if you're in Birmingham. You wouldn't have bin
I'm going to say, to all those people watching us from Birmingham, my bin men have just arrived.
They've just put hours back to 3 weeks now. Whilst also giving themselves a pay rise. Yay!
Apparently, for those that don't know, the Birmingham bin men are on strike and have been for quite a long time, and there are rats the size of cats in Birmingham now.
Yeah, apparently so.
James says, no, don't worry, Commander. I need to ensure the briefing and the flight plan is correct. Roger that. Rogery Dodgery. I've just noticed I'm missing a piece. Oh my God. Let's start a panic.
That's not looking too bad.
Oh, thank goodness for that. I'd lost the windscreen. I'd lost the windscreen.
Oh, don't lose that.
Well, I haven't now because I've since found it.
That's looking all right. That'll look all right with a bit of...
Right, I'm not... yeah, right. Obviously, James is standing in for John. That comment got taken down pretty quickly.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
Yes. Apparently there's a tariff on the size of rats in Birmingham.
Yes. Well, why not? He's tariffing the penguins. Right.
I know this is going to cause... I can just see John sitting in Melbourne now going, they tell me not to talk about Trump, and the day I'm not on, they keep going on about him.
James says, Mikey, don't worry, it will look great when you paint it. Thank you very much, mate, I think. Thank you for that vote of confidence. Right. I'll paint that one out black, I think.
Right then, little lady.
Right. Yikes.
Oh, nuts.
Middlestone. Jim says, seems Mr. Evans has a lot of navigating to do for his wife on eBay. What, he's selling his wife? Good lord.
As someone who's looked into this, they have a policy about that.
James is standing in for John. I have not glued my wings on wrong or shaped my paint.
Come on, go in there, you bastard. Done it.
That's what she said.
Yes. A little bit of glue just to keep it there. So now I can put... No, I can't. Oh, I've got wheels and a windscreen now.
Ooh.
I haven't got wheels on, but they're painted.
Yeah, mine aren't painted. Mine
Actually,
is still on the...
I must check.
One thing I do love is, because ICM obviously make a few different versions of each kit, so they put what you need on plus whatever happens to be on the they have one sprue that'll do lots of different kits. So you have one bit so you don't. So that means I've got loads of little bits that I can use for doing dioramas and stuff, which is pretty fun. James says, did I hear right that Gary is selling his wife on eBay to pay for the North Wing? If he's hearing that now, he's probably tittering to himself.
No,
I can just see him tittering and going, oh. I hadn't thought of that one. Ian's laughing.
How are we doing for time?
Oh, 7 minutes. Oh, no.
What?
I was enjoying spending time with everyone.
Well,
it means I've got to wait Monday now to spend time with you all again.
of course, you can go in the clubhouse tomorrow.
Well, yeah, I could.
Marion's out tomorrow night. She's out at a rave.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's a thought, isn't it?
Yeah. Marion with the glow sticks and face paints.
Well,
Dancing away to...
It's a Christian rave, so I'm not sure they do all that.
Okay, so she'll be there with lipstick, glow sticks, face paint, and dancing along to Kumbaya.
and then on
with the glow in the dark, a white T-shirt on under the fluorescent lights and things as well.
Yeah. Won't be able to move on Sunday.
Yeah.
James says, bet the build has to give change. To give change. I don't get that.
TVG says, I hear the McDonald's in Birmingham have new limited burgers. The Big Rat.
The McRat.
Yeah, the McRat. Oh, that sounds so wrong. The Big Rat.
Jim says, after building the Ryan AS Model T armoured car, I have many spare parts that are for the proper Model T.
Yeah. The Big Rat. I remember what the rat used to be a euphemism for. Did you miss my other comment, or did it get censored? There was no swearing. It's not just swearing, mate. It's if YouTube thinks it'd be offensive.
Yes.
So
we have no control.
Yes.
and it's not even a person; it's the algorithm.
Algorithm, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Pardon you.
Right, it is 3.5 minutes to go.
Yes.
Sadly.
Sadly.
Very sadly.
Very sadly.
Yes. Ian says, all right, so putting kicking and, yeah. So stuff like that, it thinks that you're being threatening towards people, so it'll censor it out. It's bizarre. Jim says, Ian, I see it in the comments on my phone, app, and laptop.
All right.
Interesting. So it might be StreamYard then. That's doing it. In which case, StreamYard, stop effing around. Let's have a look. What do it say? Oh, at a refuse tip a few towns away, they're kicking off about the smell. These people must be new to the area. It's been there for decades.
That would be Birmingham City Council that censored that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they are Labour run, you know.
Squirrel.
Yeah. James says, wait a minute, I'm not being deleted. Very unusual. Yeah. It's almost like we want you to comment.
Oh, where's that gone?
Oh, no.
It must be back scratching instrument.
We're going to hear you, like, scraping up against the bloody door frame and everything in a minute.
It may come to that. Oh, I've got just the thing.
A ruler.
No, it's in that.
Off next to each other is offensive. There you go. And TBG says Ian's going to YouTube jail. Ian says, yay, laugh out loud. James says, a big rat and lice, Birmingham McDonald's. I thought that was the Chinese takeaway.
Oh!
Expect fried lice.
Oh!
Oh, we're so getting taken down.
I'd like to apologise to the Chinese community.
Yes. I do apologise. Kind of. Dogsor says, good morning, afternoon.
Dogosaurus has made it with a minute to go.
Hey, Dogosaurus. Don't forget to lube and subscribe.
For the 58 seconds you...
Yeah. TBG says, hi, Dogosaurus. James says, would that mean that Birmingham KFC is still finger-licking good? It's finger-nibbling good now.
We'll find out at the end of the month, won't we?
Oh, yeah. When you go to the NEC, you're going to have to wade through all the bin bags to get there.
I'm going to push through on the train, go straight to Birmingham International.
It's when they stop outside Birmingham and put the cow guard on the front to get through all the bin bags.
I might take my CPAP machine with me and just put the mask on when we approach Birmingham.
Make sure you have your shots before you go. Jim says, Ellison, 2 minutes for whatever it is that is offensive to whatever it is that's too sensitive. There you go. Yeah. Ian says, it's been a good laugh. I'm glad.
But sadly, due to my comments, my time on YouTube has come to an
end. Ian says, hi, Dorcosaurus. TBG says, and French restaurants, which is a rarity, are serving Ratovan. Yes, served freshly by Baldrick. Dorcosaurus says it's only 7 a.m. here. Wow. Model Officer says the cow guard doesn't work. We'll never got. Well, Will never got my ex-wife. Oh dear! And on that note, what have you managed to do today, Gary?
Well, today, Matthew, I have. Hang on, let me change that. I have done some glass work in the cab. The cab's still a loose fit, so I've mostly spent the day painting all these up.
Yeah, that looks good.
So they're ready to go on. I also put the headlamps on and the
Very good.
lamps on the side. So
Looking a very pretty Model T.
yeah, it does at the moment. Once I got, well, I suppose the next stage really for me will be to weather it, and then I'll put the wheels on when I've weathered it.
Well, for me, I've grimied all up the inside. It's a lot more grimy than what it looks on there. Yeah.
Yeah, well, you've done some good work on that.
Done some.
Jim says, "Jolly good show, mates. Be seeing you." Ta-ta, Jim.
And then obviously that goes on there like that. So
Yeah.
that's all made. And I've done them in copper because I think it looks nicer than the brass.
Looks
It's
good.
less bright.
Excelente.
Steering column. Yeah. So if I switch cameras, you can go through the consoles and do that.
Joe says, "See you, Jim." And TBG says, "Bye all. See you later, mate." Joe says, "Great show, people. Enjoyed it. Thank you." TBG says, "Enjoy your crispy fried rat and
Don't forget
fries.
to share.
Don't forget lube and subscribe."
Yeah. And don't forget to share as well. We don't say that very often.
No.
Because obviously the more you share, the more people get to join in the fun. Hopefully.
Yes. No.
So it's been a good day. It's a shame it's come to an end.
Yeah, it is a shame. Unfortunately, though, I've got a meeting with my mother.
Yeah. To discuss your funeral arrangements. I have no doubt. Because you've had a good life.
You've done a lot with your life. It's not fucking over yet.
Right. We'll be back on Monday at 12 o'clock. See you all then, folks.
See you all later. Take it easy. Weekend.